Debs. It's been a fantastic experience. She's brilliant to work with, and she's now become one of the leading experts on Beaulieu Abbey's history as a result. So I'm going to pass you over to Deborah, and she'll tell you a little bit more about the project.
Well, welcome everyone. Before I show you the application, I'd like to give some special thanks to the Montagu family and the Beaulieu team that have really helped me to do this. Without them, Susan especially, I wouldn't have had access to the history of Beaulieu Abbey and therefore replicate it. I'd also like to give special thanks to Steve Davis in the scanning room. Southeast University Group. He's given unswerving support for the last 6 years. In this time, he's introduced me to Bernard Brooks, who unfortunately I don't think can be here today, who spent some considerable time advising me on what was to be a successful micro-project funding application. I believe he actually won an award himself for this funding application, and that's Business Link at the time. Thank you, Bernard, and also thank you so much to Louise from Finance Southeast, CEDA at the time, I believe, who actually granted me the award for the micro-project and gave me superb support on all the admin that goes with funding awards. Okay, you might get the money, but then you've got to report back every quarter with all your invoices, all this, all that, and say where you've spent your money. A bit that I don't like very much. So no, thank you very much. And a special thanks again to John Pemberton, who introduced me to Beaulieu to begin with, and for the financial support that he has given me and all his valuable advice. So thank you to John. Steve also introduced me to Mike Willman as my Merlin mentor several years ago now. I can't think how long. He's now a good friend and colleague. And also, more recently, Neil Bailey from Oxbrooks, spin out Wild Knowledge now, isn't it? Yeah. Who very kindly and very last minute loaned me some handsets to trial this application. Unfortunately, not quite got there, but it will do. The Beaulieu application. Sorry, I'm having to remember to read notes. I don't normally do this, but I will forget who I've got to thank. The Beaulieu Abbey application started from a chance meeting between my husband Paul and John Pemberton. Both had started what was the same masters I had completed a year or two before at Solent Institute, or Southampton Institute as it was. John heard from Paul that what I'd been working on, and to cut a long story short, thought that Beaulieu might be interested, as Mary was saying, in a virtual rebuild of the Abbey. The rest is history, literally. For the launch, I would like to thank the MA Marketing students from Southampton Solent University and for Mike for looking after them, for their contribution in helping this event happen. So and also to all the people who have helped me and given me advice and immense support over the years in developing this application, and there's been several of you. So thank you so much for that. Finally, there are not very many people here, only one. A huge thank you to the small but wonderful team that helped me build this application. There was Kim Potter, who did the database, Rebecca, my daughter, who helped me with some of the graphics and also how to phrase things at times. She's very good at her English. Sandy Whitehead, who is actually here, who helped me with the graphics. Alex Hogg, who did most of the voices on here when you go through the characters. He absolutely fantastic in mimicking different people's accents, so he is who you will mostly hear on here. There are a couple female voices, I wondered who that could be. Shaneen Joyce, who created the marvellous music, composing music for this, and Nick Curtis of New Forest Post Productions, who has helped me at different times for the voice recording and also yesterday for cutting a whole load of DVDs, so thank you. And of course, lastly but not least, my long-suffering husband, Paul, who's had to put up with me working all hours in order to get this achieved. Well, now to the application. I would describe this, firstly,